Demetrious Johnson says the UFC are hosting too many events and he feels there has not been enough promotion for his fight with Borg at UFC 215.
Talked about in the past how you haven't felt there hasn't been enough promotion for your fights. Do you feel there's been enough for this one?
You know what? It's so damn hard. There's so many UFC fights. I was literally having breakfast and I was talking to one of the guys who works at UFC and I was like, yo, he was like, yeah, I just got back from Rotterdam. I came here. And I was like, oh, you probably get to go back home to Las Vegas to be able to relax. He goes, no, I'm going to freaking Pittsburgh. I'm like, there's a fight card next Saturday? And he goes, yeah. And I'm like, there's just too many back to back.
16 and 18 weeks.
16 and 18 weeks. It's just too many, you know. You think about the Maymac, there was one boxing fight. And then you have the next one, which is Triple G versus Canelo Alvarez. Then I don't even know what's after that. You know what I mean? There's boxing match fights, but there's not even a big one. So I think for the UFC, maybe next year they'll sit down and rethink things. Or maybe, I don't know. That's, you know, I'm not part of the marketing team. I'm not part of the PR team of the UFC. But for me, you know, you have a big fight coming up, which is, you know, the MSG. So it's almost like, for example, the Maymac fight, they promoted UFC 217, which was the MSG, when they even had UFC 215 coming up and UFC 216 coming up. So they took a chance of like, you know what, we're not going to promote UFC 15, we're not going to promote UFC 216, we're going to skip both those and we're going to go ahead and show a promo for UFC 217. So when they're doing stuff like that, it's like, you know, you got to look at what they're going to do, and that's fine. I mean, like I said, I'm not part of that team. As for me, I would have shown UFC 215, because that's the next thing that's coming up. That's the one thing I want to focus on selling.
Valentina Shevchenko discusses her fight with Amanda Nunes at UFC 215. Shevchenko says she's fully prepared to go 5 rounds, but will try to finish Nunes as soon as possible.
Do you expect a different Amanda Nunes this time from the first fight?
I prepared for everything, and of course she developed like athlete, and she will do whatever she want to do for the victory. I don't care about this for nothing, because I'm ready for everything. And every time I said I'm ready for all 5 rounds, I have everything to, like, starting from very first second and fighting till the very last second. But I will not wait all this time. I will look for finish her as soon as I can. I'm ready for everything, to fight in stand-up and ground and wrestling. Whatever will comes, I'm here, and I will do my best this Saturday.
Daniel Cormier says Jon Jones should no longer be considered the greatest of all time, considering his history of failed drug tests.
You've been very honest in saying, listen, taking yourself out of the equation, you believe Jon Jones is the greatest talent the sport had ever known. What does something like this do to a career? I mean, this is, like I said, at some point, it's like, when is enough enough?
I think enough is enough now, honestly, if I got to be honest with you. I think it's very difficult to consider someone the greatest of all time when there are these types of allegations tied to him. Right? I mean, I think that's probably the easiest and the most I think this is the best way I could say it right now without going too far in one direction, just because I don't know. I just think it's very difficult. I've said it before. I thought he's the greatest fighter of all time. I've been in there with him twice, and I know that he's a tremendous fighter. And I do believe that he would have had a ton of success without doing anything wrong. But when you start tying those negative things to your name and your legacy, it's kind of hard to say, well, this guy is the best fighter of all time.